Welcome to Inside Style. I am your host, George Worrell. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm excited about my guest, who I have known for a number of years, and she's consented to come on today. Jackie Reyes, and give me your last name.
Jackie Reyes Yanes.
Janice.
Yes.
Jackie Reyes Janice. I would say Yates, and I'm glad you corrected me. A lifelong public servant and proud Washingtonian who's running for DC Council to represent Ward 1. Jackie has spent a yearly 2 decades serving the people of the District of Columbia, from working as a director of the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs to leading the Mayor's Office on Latino Affairs. Her story is one of perseverance, community, purpose, rooted in her passion for helping families and ensuring every resident in District 1, and not just District 1, but the city, has a fair chance to thrive. Welcome, my darling, to Inside Style.
Thank you, George, for that beautiful introduction. Once you put it in perspective, right?
Yeah, right?
So like, oh my God, did I really do all that?
Yeah, I think about that too.
Yeah.
And, we met so many years ago, 2006. But let our listeners know, how did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
So I came to the beautiful World One back in 1990.
Okay.
So my dad lived in an apartment on Harbor Street,
Okay.
1700 Harbor Street, and then he bought a house
Okay.
that where he still lives there.
Wow.
On 15 in Oak Street.
Okay.
16 in Oak Street. So I was 12 years old when I came here. So I love DC ever since. I never left. I have my kids here, and now I'm being a grandmother.
You're kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So
That's fun.
that's my humble beginnings, and that's how rooted I am in World One.
Yeah, in Ward 1. So getting here and going to school here, what was it that in your youth that it directed you for that path of public service? Because that's a direct path. What was it? What inspired you? What were your thoughts about that? Just
Yes.
something you wanted to pursue?
So, well, I came here and I got to meet my father because of the Civil War. He came in 1980, and then I didn't even know who he was. So I was challenging. I mean, growing up in DC was not easy in the 1990s. It was known because of the model capital, and I got pregnant, and I got into a pathways. It was not easy for me. But then I got involved in the Latin America Youth Center, where I had a lot of support, and I found my way and my inner voice that I wanted to help young people. So I was a youth worker at the Latin America Youth Center. And then in 2005, council member Adrian Fenty, he was running for mayor, and he wanted to change government, right? So I was like, oh wow, it's different. He was a young man. I think he was like in the 35, 36 years old, and then he wanted to change, and I was like, oh, he wanted to give me opportunity. So I started door knocking with him, and then we won every single precinct in 2006, he invited me to come in and work as the first um, community relations and services, and that's how I ended up, because I wanted to change government. He wanted to bring a sense of urgency. So that's how I ended up being as a public servant.
Wow.
In the mayor's office.
So it's also a love of people.
Yes.
And was it a struggle for you, like raising your kids and being able to work and all of those things? Because I think we're finding it challenging now, as an advocate for women and all of those things. How were you able to manage? And I want our listeners to really listen. How are you able to manage home, work, career,
Yes.
your vision, your dream,
Yes.
and balance it?
Yes.
How are you able to do that?
Yes. So I know that when I came here, my dad always told me, and this is what I tell parents, always speak into existence. Your kids are going to be your extension. And when we were in the plane, and I remember this vividly because I came with a green card. And my father, he was staring at the Washington Monument. The airplane was about to land, right? And he said, "This is your city now," you know. And then after all the challenges, it was not easy becoming a teen mom and then becoming a single parent by the age of 20, and when Adrian Fenty gave me that chance to prove that I could do better, I took that chance. I ate the chance, and I had to prioritize my career, my kids, because when I was working at the Latin America Youth Center, I was barely making it. I was making $27,000 a year, and then I went from 27 to like 65. So that was a big jump, right? And
how did you make it with the 27? What did you do? Did you have to decide what you had to cut out? What was a priority?
George, thrift stores, but like I was very like making sure my kids were clean, that we had, by the end of like everything that I have to pay with $500 a month, that I wasn't in efficiency. I only have like $3 left,
But everything was paid.
but everything was paid, so I need to prioritize. I needed to budget, and I was one time I was homeless, and that's why I had to. I know what is. I faced those challenges as a single mom, but I knew I was responsible for my kids. There was not an option that my kids were gonna be ended up in foster care. So, and my dad also in the background, my family, the village, there was a village. I didn't make it here by my own. It's always somebody helping me. So I'm standing on somebody's shoulder. So it was not easy, but I know priorities, right? My priorities, the kids had to be good. They have to be fed. They have to be clean. And Jackie had to be ready to go to work. I had to leave everything at the door. There was no drama when I got to the door, because I was ready mentally to make sure that I was going to be able to create a pathway for the people who are coming behind me. So that's how I made it for 20 years in corporate. It's not easy also.
And there were some people along the way because we both knew Jim Graham very well.
Yeah.
And, when I first started my business, I was event planning and catering. And he was one of the first political clients that I had. And he was tough. And we knew each other, outside of what we both did. But when it came to what he expected it.
Yes.
And
Excellence.
was that a good influence, a great influence for
My
you
God.
in the learning?
So, Mr. Jim Graham, who is one of my angels now, I spent like 6-7 years of my life with him, working as his director on community outreach and Latino affairs. And one thing that he always used to tell me, Jackie, just work with me, it will get you an interview. And then people will ask you, how long was we with you with Councilmember Graham? 1 year? They'd be like, she's so. If you were more than 5 years, she said, hardcore, because if you can deal with Jim Graham, you can deal with anything. So that will get me a job. So I spent 7 years with him. He gave me an opportunity of always humanize legislation and always think about the investment in return. When we did the Language Access Act, it was people have to understand what are they doing in their own language. And Jim Graham was the champion of that. The Healthcare Alliance, people were not using the emergency rooms as a doctor's appointment. So you humanize things. So that's what the Jim Graham gave me on looking at legislation in a human way. And now with Maria Bowser, strategic planning, make sure that the discipline is there. So I have like the best thing of 3 public officials that I have the experience on getting things done.
On getting things done,
Yes.
but also bringing your personal touch to it. And of course, this is a style show. I think some of our listeners and viewers will see that style is important about how you look and how you feel.
You are the mastermind.
Well, I thank you for that, but it's very important, I think, when people are looking for jobs, the political climate that we have right now, people are now thinking about businesses for themselves. What am I going to do next? But it's not something that you can't. You must look like what you want to be. Have you always believed that? Because wonderfully coiffed. There's been some changes in like diet and food
Yes.
and sizes. That's lifestyle. So how was that for you? What motivated you to say that, hey, I want to make some changes?
COVID. COVID made it happen. The doctor said, Miss Reyes, if you will get COVID, I was 270 pounds.
Okay.
And he said, if you get COVID, you will die. I was like, oh, hells no. I will not give into COVID. So I have to change my lifestyle. It's a lifestyle that I needed to change my diet. I needed to exercise. But I always was good and I always felt good. I had my self esteem have always been wonderful. I wear my 270 pounds with pride. But once I start losing weight, people start looking me different. And I always been smart, you know. But like now, it's just like that. But now, I'm like a little size,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
6, and but I feel good. I feel more empowered. I feel like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and doing my 3, 4 miles. I feel energized. I feel like people like I take into account how people treat me. But now drinking my water, you know what I'm drinking my teas. It's a life changing, but also a lifestyle.
Lifestyle and inside out.
Yes,
So
and yeah,
inside, how do
and
you?
now I don't wear what it fits me. I wear what I like, And I think that I'm a boutique kind of girl, and people be joking around that it's like, are you gonna bring fashion into the cancel?
Okay.
I'm like, I don't see. The Global Couture just gave me an award, and I'm
Mm.
like, I never saw myself as stylist, But now now I don't know. It comes natural, like how to like coordinate my jewelry, but in everything. But I'm like, it just flows.
Because it's for you.
Oh,
If you're dressing for you
okay,
and for you and not for other people,
okay.
you'll always be happy.
So I feel happy, and the people are like, "How do you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know.
It's like
I
I
just,
picked it out. I like it. Like
yeah,
when you dress for yourself,
yeah,
like I don't. People's like, oh, that's a really nice outfit. Those are really shoes. I'm happy with it.
yeah. 'Cause
When you're
it's
happy
really
when you
nice.
leave out the door, but first is in just what you described is inside out,
Yeah,
which was
and,
a part of the
and I'm
curriculum.
gonna tell you this little secret. You used to dress Miss Michelle Fenty,
Hmm.
and I love her style. It was you were behind that.
Yeah, but you know what it is too with
Uh,
anything, and most people who work in fashion and uh, stylists will not admit this. I am the second set of eyes. Like it's really on you. I
ah,
need to tailor what you enjoy. I can't. I had a client who just did not like heels, and we tried heels, and it just didn't work. So I'm the second set of eyes to give you the advice. So if you're working with anybody or if you're doing anything, always go by your instinct. They're supposed to follow your lead, but also too, anybody in politics or jobs or any of those things, you're dressing for the office that you hold,
yes,
not you.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
that was the hardest thing to convey for some of my, because my clients for styling were political.
yes.
So the first thing it was that you're dressing for
For
the office
office.
that you
Thank you,
hold.
thank you.
Yeah. So
Yes,
that's a good
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about your candidacy. You're running for Ward
Yes,
One. The exciting
yes,
time. What you want to do. What inspired you to say, "Hey,
yes.
I want to
The
run for the
climate,
seat"?
the
Mhm,
climate that we're living. People have been asking me, "What are you doing?" Right?
mhm,
And I was an appointee. I was not a political principal. So when I saw what is going on to my community, to my vulnerable community, I said, I cannot. I have been then I feel proud and I stay proud of what I have accomplished on advocating on the first round for this president, 2017. We created the immigration justice legal fund and always being in the background, right? But now there's a lot of miscommunication of things that are happening and I cannot stay quiet. And right now is my time to say, like, this is what, get the information, what, and I'm gonna do what I did at COVID. I got the information for the experts and I said that to the vulnerable communities. And that's what it got me the promotion at the community affairs. Now I have to make sure that people understand what is that we have in control, but also given the resources, but also legislate with that, right? That immigration, I am an immigrant woman. I am a Civil War survivor, and we're living in America what I fled, and I cannot stay quiet on that. I have to make sure that I use that voice. But the people out there knows that I am one of you, right? And I will make sure that you are treated with dignity and respect. Washington D.C. is the most powerful city in the world, and we have never had a immigrant woman, first generation, like to be in the council. So I don't want to just break history and break that ceiling, but make sure that you know that when you call 724-8181, that's the council number,
Yeah.
it will be picked up, right? And I will get answers for you. Like when you need to have somebody that listens to you, like you said, in fashion, you're tailored to the office. In Ward 1 and under me, we're gonna get through this together, because this is the most diverse word, and we cannot jeopardize that.
And that's what I want to talk about too is diversity.
Yes.
So Mount Pleasant, Ward 1,
Columbia
Columbia
Heights.
Heights, all of that. So you have different sectors. So you're representing not only,
Everyone.
yeah, not just immigrants, but you're just everybody.
Yes.
And what I love too, going back to Jim, I didn't live in Ward 1, but I should still call him. So yes, the constituents, but that you're there, you're open to somebody that needs help.
George, everybody's a taxpayer. And this is what I tell my team. We owe this. Don't get these little titles to get into your head. We're public servants, and we need to be public servants 24/7. There is not 9 to 5 with Jackie Reyes. I am accessible. If there's a fire, I am there. If there's a shooting, I will be there. But I will make sure that people have resources available to them. And that's what my big difference is. I'm not doing this as an experiment. I'm not doing this to learn a good job. I'm doing this because I love people, and I want to make sure that that when you talk about who's your council member and you say Jackie Reyes, people are gonna say, I would love her. Like that's a Jim Grant mantra. It doesn't matter. You're a constituent. I'm a public servant, and I'll always have that. That's my motto. If you cannot reach me, then I don't need this.
Yeah.
Right. So to all the listeners, I would like to tell them that research me. I have a track record on getting things done, and I want to make sure that I will work to get your things done. It's gonna be my priority. Your priority will be my priority.
What do you do to nurture yourself so that you're able to go out and advocate? Because yes, we all have that calling and stuff, but what do you do
Yes.
to nurture Jackie?
Yes.
For me, it's an old movie, a long walk. What do you do to nurture yourself so when you come back that next morning,
Yes.
the next day?
Yes. Number one, respect myself, right? And people are gonna treat you the way you treat yourself. And I had to learn that. And with my kids, I had to take care of me, Jackie, first, in order to make sure that my kids knew that I'm well granted. Like, my kids are like, oh, she's too hard. But I was like, little boy, I'm not your friend. I'm your mom. There's not way that you're gonna be doing and running my life. No, 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 no. Because I was a teen mom. So my daughter thought that I was her friend. So she's like, oh, Jackie, this is not Jackie. I'm your mom. I'm not your friend. So leave that. We're gonna start that. So I start that with that. I have to respect myself. I have to make sure that I am taken care of. Because if I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not gonna be able to take care of you. I walk. I do. I pray. I'm a spiritual woman, and I'll make sure that I am guided. You have to believe in something. More than
Power than you.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, yes.
I have to keep myself grounded, because I have a goal. And in order to get to the other side, I have to make sure that I am very disciplined and I'm taking care of myself first, right? And looking good also.
And feeling good.
Feeling,
Yeah, feeling good.
yes.
And
I'm
that's
a warrior,
yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
we wrap up, what is what's you have a vision for Ward One? What is something that you can think of that you want when you get elected, if you get elected, um, that you want to start on the ground running to see implemented?
Yes. So I have a great team. You know, Tony is here with me, who's my campaign manager. I have Edwin. I have a team of warriors. Uh, we have plans for if people that knows me, they know that I'm very organized with my 30, 60 days. I have goals for every day. So I want to make sure that number one is we have an agenda that is the World One agenda. This is not Jackie's agenda. This is the people's agenda in World One. So know that we will have uh, hearings that we're gonna listen.
Listening.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
session.
Sessions.
Yes. So I have been doing that since a few months,
Okay.
and I have been like, this is week 3, and we are moving on target because I'm very goal oriented. You know, so you will see the legislation that people are putting. So
I love it. I love it.
knocking on doors, being in every street and every corner, that's what is gonna get me elected.
It is. I believe that. So, how can our listeners get in touch with you, the campaign, social media? What are some of your handles?
World One Warrior.
Okay.
You know, Jackie, if you can put Jackie on Google, it will pop up, you know, all of my social media. But please, please, I'm not doing this by myself. So please contribute,
Okay.
right? It's small, but get involved. Like if there's a street cleanup, right now is the time. Follow me on social media, and I'm on all the handles that you can
Jackie
think of.
Reyes.
Jackie Reyes, Warrior for World One.
Okay.
You know, but you put Jackie Reyes and it will
It'll come up.
populate. It will, you know, now with this everything.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yes.
well, I thank you. You're gonna have to come back so we can have a further talk. I actually want to go to El Salvador and take neighborhood favorites there, so we have to talk.
Oh, you know, we are the house of the biggest pupusa.
Yeah,
We broke the record.
I heard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So that's gonna be
yeah,
quite lovely.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So I want to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning in today and talking with us to Inside Style. I'm George Worrell, and remember that real style starts with being comfortable in your own skin. We will see you next time.